Greetings, YouTube. Happy Monday. You know, it's one of those days, second month in a row, where we thought about this time that we would already be playing around with the patch at the time of recording this, and given it'll be out in about an hour by the time it's processed on my now very slowly working Oklahoma internet today. I hope that's not a bad sign for tonight's live stream connection. We have not seen a new patch downloaded. I just checked the App Store, tried to download it. There was nothing new to download. So, we'll be waiting on that. If you missed it, we did see, and we're about to flip out because I'm going to flip my phone right now. We did see in the store for the new 30-day daily card. It is the most expensive daily card I believe we've seen all year. Normally, we see $30 daily cards. A couple months ago, that's for 14 days, by the way. A couple months ago, when we did see a $30 or 30-day daily card, we saw a $50 and $40 opportunity. So $39.99 US or $49.99. But this was $59.99, which is a lot of money, to be clear. But the guaranteed value for Paragon players was the best we have ever seen. Not only did we get half of a Tier 6 Basic and half of a Tier 3 Alpha, but we also, most importantly, got a 6-star Nexus for the first time thrown in, something that we've been asking for a long time for the top progression level, certainly for years as Thronebreaker. So we got a couple of details in the new daily card message in the in-game inbox, and you can see Paragon players did get the 950 Tier 6 Basic Catalyst Fragments and the 750 Tier 3 Alpha Catalyst Fragments. But this is a really deceiving thing to say because it doesn't list the specifics that mattered the most. And that was what you got automatically. The 6-star Nexus and the half of a Tier 6 and half of a Tier 3 Alpha. So because of that, I do think the fair way to look at this, and some people still give me some pushback on this and say that I'm being too harsh for Thronebreakers, but I'm just going off of basic precedent of what it used to be when Thronebreaker was the top progression and Cavalier was the second highest. Typically, Kabam thinks with offers like these, if it's the same price, or even close to same price, that the top progression level has about twice the value of the second highest. So, I expected for Thronebreaker players to, instead of getting 950 Tier 6 Basic Catalyst Fragments every day, to maybe get about 450, if they're lucky, 500, and instead of 750 to get 375. Well, I was so off. It wasn't 950, it was 250. That's right, less than 1/3 of what Paragon players got. 190 instead of 750. Again, less than a third. And so, my assumption for Thronebreaker players who are now attempting to become Wallet Breaker, and hopefully more and more will become each month, was that the price should be, if it's not half of the value, it should be a third of the price. If you're asking me on paper what the Thronebreaker daily card should be, I should say if the Paragon one is $60, theirs looks like it should be worth about $30. At the most, 40. And I assumed that since Paragon players got a 6-star Nexus guaranteed, Thronebreaker players probably got a 6-star Basic, right? Or maybe they got lucky and they got the Shard equivalent of that. So 10,000 or 15,000, because some of you still want to open the featured 6-star crystals, and Shards mean the most to you, and you don't like it when they give you a guaranteed Basic crystal because you can't convert those Basic crystal opportunities into Shards for a featured crystal. Well, lo and behold, I was right about one thing and wrong about everything else, which is why I try not to give grades on any other offer until I see the specifics. Let's go to the specifics, shall we? We'll blacken the screen real quick while we pull up our line messages. And I want to give a special shout out to my man Double R from My Own Alliance. You see, he sent this over. Shout out to all the AOA Alliance. Now you can check out, he's real close to forming his next Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic. I mean, he will be for sure at the Tier 3 Alpha, but not the Tier 6 Basic. The Tier 6 Basic amount also looks just strange. I mean, you should have a higher Tier 6 Basic amount than Tier 3 Alpha amount mathematically, because it takes 57,000 Tier 6 Basic Catalyst Fragments to form a fully formed Tier 6, and only 45,000 Tier 3. So I almost feel like that's a visual glitch. I don't know. But besides getting the same wallet breaker opportunity of 1 Cavalier Nexus crystal per day, which if you missed my first one, it was just 4 stars. Most of the time, these are still just going to be because the drop rates 3 and 4 star champions popped up. And it's fun to open. It's much better than if it wasn't a Nexus and it was just a regular Cav crystal. But besides the joy of opening a Nexus crystal every day, there really isn't any guaranteed value in it. But now, I scroll down, I'm like, all right, where's the 6-star crystal, right? Surely it's going to be there. It's not there. They just didn't give Thronebreakers that apparently at all. They skipped it straight to not half of what Wallet Breakers got, but a third. 7,125 Tier 3 Alpha and the equivalent of about a third Tier 6 Basic for, get this, the exact same price. This is an offer that I think a like C to C plus grade compared to Paragon would be if this was $30. This is a $30 offer. I'm like, all right, y'all, at least you're saving some money, even though you're definitely taking a hit on the value because of it. But to charge them exactly the same, this feels maybe like the biggest Thronebreaker scam yet. And I'm not saying that trying to be negative, trying to get views, trying to, start the outrage machine, the pitchfork mafia, none of that. I'm just calling it like I see it. This is not a $60 offer for Thronebreaker players. This is a $30 offer. And yet, y'all, you were worried that you would be treated like second-class citizens by Kabam. This feels like you're like third-class citizens. So, do you think I'm being too negative? Or do you think I'm being too positive? Or you think even more words? I mean, obviously, it's a family-friendly channel, so I'm not using words that I would not recommend my students use when they're out in the field reporting journalism or any kind of media. So that's what's at stake. It is August. Speaking of journalism, I will be going back. I'll be teaching the biggest teaching load I've ever taught 3 weeks from today. My channel videos will not be as well timed as they were this summer, where I had a ton more time to make videos, but I'll still get them out when I can. I appreciate your understanding and the support of my channel as I go back to my real job come 3 weeks from today.